Okay. Good.
Okay, we'll officially call to order the City of Kearney Park and Tree Board meeting for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Let's stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Eric, have you taken roll?
I have taken roll. There are 3 members absent, 6 members present. We do have a quorum.
Very good. Do we have any changes to the agenda we have before us? If not, we'll have a motion to approve this agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from last meeting on March 18th?
Yes.
So we'll have a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public requests and presentations?
We have none for this evening.
Park updates?
Want to let you know that our guys are out busy right now, hot and heavy, trying to keep up on the mowing. We've cut down some trees the last couple of weeks. All the water is turned on. It was done the last week of March, including all of the spigots on the trail. And I do know we had a couple of water leaks out at Jesse James Park with the frost-free hydrants. One was over by our maintenance building, and the other one was in the concert RV parking lot, barbecue parking lot, and those have been replaced and fixed, and everything is good, and we have no leaks, so everything's good on park maintenance.
Capital projects?
Our capital projects, wanted to give you an update. Last month, we talked about that we were going to ordering and things of that nature. Just some updates. The web climber takes a long time because they have to manufacture that to the specifications that we have. That is to be in and installed in July. We're hoping that we told them to put a rush on that. This way we can have that web climber, a new web climber for our July 3rd event. So hopefully that gets in. The merry-go-round, also known as our 10-spin, that is coming in prior to that. And the installer is going to make 2 trips, one for the 10-spin and then again with the web climber at no additional charge. So when the new merry-go-round gets in, that'll be installed first. So we're excited about having a new merry-go-round out there. Ryan and I discussed, because that's still in playground mulch out there, what we did prior to doing the new surfacing at Lions Park, we got mats to put around the merry-go-rounds. That way the mulch doesn't wear. So it'll all be a nice flat surface for that as well. So that's all included in the bid that we did. The skate park equipment has been ordered, and we've received confirmation that that will be installed June 16th. That's what they're looking at right now. That's the start of the installation. So we'll shut that portion, the skate park, down until that gets done, because they'll have parts just laying all over the place and we just can't have them in there. So that'll be a multi-day project. Metal doors that we got for out at McPorter Park, those have arrived. However, the installer is sending those off to be painted next week, and then we should have those first part of May. So we're really excited about those doors. Have seen better days.
Long overdue, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's 20-year-old metal doors.
Yeah.
They're attached to bathrooms.
So The dechlorination system has arrived, and Ray picked that up today, and he told me today he thinks that can get buried, and then we'll set possibly a water meter over the, a water meter valve over the top of it, a big lid. This way it'll be tamper-proof, and all that water, it's gonna be a blessing, because Ryan and I went over every day last year to make sure that we were putting those tabs in to take chlorine out before it reaches Bear Creek, and so we comply with DNR regulations. So we're excited about this new thing that actually Ryan found, and thought it would be good, and we do, because we can stack a whole bunch of those tabs in, and then it slowly releases, and we can come back once a week or once every 2 weeks and refill it and continue to test and make sure everything's good. And our final thing that we have as a capital project is our mower. That is taking additional time because we got a rear discharge mower, which is, we've had great luck. John Deere just has a lot of back order on them. So whenever that gets here, we'll have it. Our older mower, Ryan, what did we say that was? Like a 2000?
The oldest one is a 2009.
Yeah, so we've taken care of our mowers pretty darn well, and it still mows. We're not gonna get rid of it because you don't get anything for them at that age. We'll mow in those areas such as to knock down the real rough areas and things like that, but we will keep it, so. Ryan, do you have anything else that?
Did you mention the riprap? I'm sorry, I was writing
No,
this
go
down.
ahead. Go ahead.
So along with the dechlorination unit, we're riprapping all of the Bear Creek there, and the spillway that leads into Bear Creek is just crushed stone, basically. That's gonna help a lot with erosion. We've been having some erosion problems on the north side of Bear Creek, like towards the north side of the park, I should say. So we just kind of want to nip that in the bud before it gets to be an issue. So we were able to include it on the, kind of package it with the dechlorination unit and kind of do it all as one thing. And that way we could get it on our capital improvement.
And that riprap will also slow that water down and allow it more airtime, so more chlorine will go out of the water before it does enter Bear Creek as well. So
Win-win.
win-win.
Good. Food and Flicks, movie in the park.
Happy to report that we have ordered the projector system and sound system for our movies in the park. That was $10,000. And we got 3 bids on that, and Ryan and I did a lot of research on that, and we think we made the right call. And it comes with a lot more hard cases, where the other ones were in bags, and the other one was more expensive. Not only that, but we found a sponsor for all of our movies this year, so that will be net zero revenue. That's one of the board priorities, to have more things in the parks. And Kearney Price Chopper has graciously donated $2,000 for our movies in the park this year. So we're excited about that.
Which park? Is it Lions or?
Yeah,
It will
it's
be
gonna
at
be
Lions
Lions.
Park. Yeah.
You want to tell them about the,
Go ahead.
okay. So we are finalizing a contract. Actually, I think Eric, you got the signature yesterday, didn't you, from Steve?
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to have a barbecue food truck associated with Parks and Rec events. Mainly for, at least at first, for our pickleball league. We had Rockalita's taco truck out there before, and she's kind of stepped away from that to focus on their painting business. So, you know, obviously there was a need this year for some sort of food truck, and ended up meeting Steve from Slaps Barbecue and
Stevie Ray's.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you got me excited there for
I
a
know,
second.
no, it's not last.
No, Stevie Ray's is great barbecue. He's been around quite a bit. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, we talked with him for a couple hours, it seemed like. Just wonderful guy, and we kind of have the same vision for what we want to accomplish in the community with our food truck. And kind of what reminded me of it is we will be featuring our food trucks at the Movies in the Park as well. So you'll be able to get barbecue. Nani Shaved Ice will be there serving all their stuff, which I highly recommend. Every time she sees me, she forces me to take a shaved ice from her. I'm like, oh, I can't possibly. She forces me to eat it. So, no, they're fantastic, and I think it's going to be a nice little community event. So we're pretty excited.
Will the barbecue truck be stationed at the splash pad at any time?
Potentially, yes. Nani's definitely will. Steve has a pretty tight schedule when it comes to that stuff, but we've certainly offered him the opportunity on off days. Hey, give us some heads up if you're going to come out. We'll put it out there that, hey, Stevie Ray's Barbecue's at the splash pad today. It helps both of us because, naturally we negotiated a percentage of the revenues, so it helps all involved.
So what we did is, his contract, we made it open-ended. This way he can serve out at Jesse James Park for like our games and things like that. Mac Porter Park, the Splash Park, all city-owned properties, if we agree to it, and so on and so forth. So the parades, Jesse James Parade, we told him about those events where he could set up here in City Hall and in the parking lot. He's excited about that, and so are we.
Yeah,
Seems
that's
like
great.
he's real
I like
motivated to be involved in our community. So.
Good, yeah.
He's from
Where's?
Lawson. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Lawson Snap.
And speaking of Stevie Ray's, that goes to the Board of, well, that's in the contract, so if you don't care, I'll just jump to contracts on that. Stevie Ray's contract will be on the Monday night Board of Alderman meeting for approval. Ryan and I have just been contract getting people.
I couldn't tell you how many we've done since the
Oh.
beginning of the year. Probably 20. I don't know.
So we have his, and of course, Ryan mentioned Nani's. Kearney Nutrition is also out at our pickleball courts, and we told them about our other events as well, and we did the contract for them as well. 5K, well, I don't know exactly what K it is, but the school district is going to be having a color run out at the park. And that will also go to the Board of Aldermen on Monday for approval. Also, you sent the bull ride by approval to the Board of Aldermen. That was approved. So that'll be taking place in the park. Actually, our pickleball contracts with what we just talked about. And then our last contract, which will go Monday to the Board of Aldermen, is a extension of the North Kansas City beverage contract between the Knights, the Jesse James Festival, and the City of Kearney. North Kansas City Beverage is offering $4,000, and we split that three ways. $1,500 to the city, $1,500 to the Knights, and $1,000 to Jesse James Festival. And that is a 3-year contract, but can be, someone can opt out of it prior to December 31st at the end of the season. So at the end of the season, if they don't think things are going well, or if it went better, we can renegotiate, but someone has to let us know prior to December 31st. So that's what I have on contracts. Ryan, do you have anything else that I might have missed under that?
I don't, other than we're happy we're almost out of contract season.
Great. All right, Whole Park.
If you would turn to the back of the agenda packet and minutes. We received this after our meeting when Larry was here. We received this April 2nd. I'm going to task all of you to look at this for us. Naturally, this is with the 20% contingency because the plans are just at 30 to 50% right now with the drawings. I will say, we talked about the drainage issue at the last meeting when Larry was here with the rain gardens and going into the drop inlet. One thing we do have to do is get permission from MoDOT, and they sent all of the calculations to MoDOT by how much that drain storm inlet is supposed to carry over a certain number of years. What they are anticipating with it going through the 2 rain gardens and then finally down, circling basically 3/4 of the way around the park. By the time it gets to that inlet, we're going to be way lower than what MoDOT's maximum carriage capacity is on that. So we feel good about it, but it's all up to MoDOT. They can say no, and then we're going to have to look elsewhere where we can get rid of that water. But we've got it slowing down so much right now that we don't think it'll be a problem. And their engineer, Veenstra and Kim, sent that information to MoDOT this last week. So we'll wait to hear back from MoDOT on that. But my task to you is looking at the everything from the plans. Like I said, it's 30 to 50%, and he is constantly updating these as the plans get more and more finalized with all the grading and everything of that nature. We're going to have to cut, and the contingency will go down, and then those extra funds will go back up in here to the line items based on what he has, because he says the contingency is high, which is good. Ryan and I told him we want everything to be high where we can cut down instead of being low and we start in the project and we're over budget. We have no extra money for this project. What we have is $1 million. So we have to stay under that. All of our projects that Ryan and I have done, the pickleball, Lions, we did the amphitheater, I did the baseball. Everything we've done, we've come in under budget, and we want to keep that streak alive because I don't want to have to go to Sheila, and I don't want to have to go to the Board of Aldermen and say we need more money. So look at this, see where you think possibilities of change could be. When I get an update from Larry, if we get it prior to the next meeting, I don't know, he might be at our next meeting. I will forward you the information as we get updates. One of the things just off the top of my head, just looking at it, we could take $8,000 and not do a flagpole right off the bat. We can always get a flagpole down the road. There's $8,000 just like that, but we need to get, based on these calcs right now, and again, we need to get $236,000 out of this. So, like I said, we'll have, we might have to do different fencing, a different type of a shelter. We went high dollar on all these, and it's not going to diminish the project by any means. It's still going to look fabulous, but it's just something that we've got to take a good, long, hard look at. It's just like our budget. Ryan and I will look at it when we get those items, and we'll mark what we think, and then we're going to bring it back to you, and we want your opinion on this because we need it. That way we can go forward to the Board of Aldermen for final approval. So,
Eric, I got a question.
Sure.
So, line item 27 says perennial plantings,
Yep.
$1,020.
Yep.
Well, item 31 says perennial plants, $1,000 at $25.
Yep.
What's the difference?
The number 31, I am assuming now, is for the rain garden up in the northeast corner will have more
Oh, yeah.
and taller plants to make sure that gets slowed down one final time before that water dissipates down to the storm inlet. That's my assumption. I could be totally wrong, but I think that the number of plants that they have are really high right now. And we'll look at, 1,000, 2,000 plants. It's a lot of plants.
A lot of plants.
Yeah, so I hope he's really high, and we can knock that down a bunch.
How big is that lot? Like an acre and,
No, it's .87,
It's
I
just
think.
over 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah, it's .87 or something like that. It's not quite an acre.
so 2,000 perennials in less than an acre of land, and you've got all the concrete sidewalks and parking lots taking up a big part of it. That's an awful lot of perennials.
That we don't have the manpower to maintain.
Exactly.
That
We
too.
honestly don't.
We don't, but I like that it's on here and high. I was like, good, because if that's something that we can cut, that's easy without
Right,
really having to
right.
delve into it. That's a easy item that we can all come to agreement on and,
The
But-
idea is to have native plants planted
Yes.
in there, right? And those are really easy to maintain.
yeah.
If you've seen my yard, it's all natives. But would it be possible to get like a garden club or like master naturalists to get out, come out and maintain it?
That's a great question, and I can tell you how that has worked with the seniors, just on their garden, behind the senior citizen building. Doesn't happen.
It's a great
we-
idea.
Yeah, it's just, the thing of it is, I know with the native plants, they're a lot easier to maintain, but we can't be out there hours because we have 3 people that are maintaining. Naturally, we'll have some in the summertime, our seasonal help, but we are now mowing because we had to cut a bunch of maintenance issues out of our budget. We are now mowing Hall Park that we had contract mowing on. We're doing more mowing at Jesse James. We are now mowing Lions Park, and right now we have 2 people mowing, and we just don't have the manpower. We have to have these as maintenance-free as we possibly can. So that's where we're at, but we do have to have native because that's what we put in the grant application. There's other plants that we can do, but a bunch of them have to be native plants for that. So that's where we're at. So please, look at this by next month and give us your opinion. And like I said, if Brian and I get an updated version, we will send it on to you as the plans come in and the contingency goes down and, we're there. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions on that?
All right, then we'll move to Arbor Day.
Friday, April 25th, I do believe that's the date. Yes, that is, at the last meeting, that is Arbor Day. We did get confirmed that we are Tree City USA, but we are going to try and hopefully it's a nice day that day, and I will watch the weather. But I'm gonna get a tree, donated by Marshall Nursery. That's in the works right now. So hopefully they'll donate us another tree and do an Arbor Day planning, and that's part of our Tree City where we have to come out. And if we do that, hopefully Friday, late afternoon or something like that, where we can do that, where we can take the picture, because that's National Arbor Day. So we can do that. The last couple of years, both times we've tried to do it, it's rained, it's been cold. Hopefully we'll have nice weather where we can get you guys all out there and do that planning. Somewhere in the park. We don't know where yet. So,
I've got an idea.
yeah. That's all I have, and I'm going to turn it over to Ryan.
Spring sports, we have 560 kids participating in our spring sports. And practices started last week for all of our spring sports. We have just shy of 400 in our pickleball league. So we're about at max capacity on everything we can do right now. So it's pretty good. We're fortunate enough to get new soccer goals as part of our capital improvement.
That's one thing.
Yeah, it's the one thing we forgot. And so luckily those came in really quick and they're all together and out on the fields already. So we have to take advantage of those right away. So we're happy about that. That's pretty much it for spring sports.
Very good. Amphitheater.
Yeah, so we are still doing 4 concerts, like I mentioned last year, or last meeting. We do have the one concert that we're partnering with a radio station on. We will be announcing those shows to the public pretty soon,
Very nice.
before the end of the month. Let's put it that way. We also hope to have our movie dates and everything at kind of similar to or at the same time.
How often will they be?
The concerts and the movies.
The movies.
Basically, we're doing 4, basically 1 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy how expensive the rights are to rent a movie through Swank. It's crazy. But if we don't, and someone turns us in,
It's just like, you know, the live music racket with ASCAP and all that stuff where, you know,
copyright.
it's copyrighted material, so you have to have a license. Same thing with movies. You gotta have a motion picture association license, and you get that through Swank, and it's generally like $500-600
Per movie?
per movie.
Holy.
That's what it
Yeah.
costs. So you know why most people don't get it
Yeah.
is because it's so expensive.
Thank you,
But
Price Shopper.
it would be, yeah, we wouldn't be able to do this without
No.
Price Chopper. We
That's
we had
awesome.
to cut a significant amount out of our budget this year. So we're real thankful for Price Chopper. Constantino's Price Chopper.
There you go.
So they're gonna be getting us banners, and we'll put those up in the park. We're trying to do it all on the same day of the week. This way we can put it up in advance of the week. This Friday night, movies in the park, this Thursday, night, whatever. This way it lets people know, well, what day it is. And, you know, if it says this Thursday, then people, we can't have any better advertisement than at
Yeah.
Lions Park with the splash park all summer and all those kids and
Yeah.
parents and things of that, seeing that, and we tell them, and we're gonna advertise the heck out of it, because with Price Chopper giving us that money, we're gonna let the public know, and we hope it's packed. I just hope it's packed.
Yeah.
And be a fun day, especially if we have our food trucks and the ice cream, and make it a fun evening for the parents and kids.
A lot of little kids. You'll definitely see ours.
So
Very nice.
that's all we have.
That's all we have then. Any board comments?
None tonight?
None tonight?
Not even Dave.
Great.
Hey, hey, dang. I was waiting for Ally to do it, so, yeah.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Yeah,
So moved.
second?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.